Hello, kitchenettes and kitchen littles. Oh, I got a crazy. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I had a little something on my camera. Welcome to my Bare Bones Kitchen. Tonight I'm doing something that is, I've been asked for leftover recipes, and since today my team is so awesome for showing up every day to work, I made some pulled pork sandwiches, and I had a little bit of pulled pork left over, so I've heated some of that up, and I'm going to do a savory crepe. I was in Oregon yesterday and saw a crepe on a menu, and they wanted $30 for it, so I'm not down to pay $30 for a crepe. I don't care how good it is, but I can make them. So that's where we're at. So welcome again to my Bare Bones Kitchen. Welcome to Monday Morsels, where we're doing a little bit of leftovers. So crepes it is. I have my pan going. I'm not gonna lie, I made eggs for my son in here, and I just added, I'm just gonna add a little bit of butter, but I just wiped off the egg stuff and the butter stuff because he just wanted fried eggs, so it's not like the pan gets that dirty. Like, let's be real, right? Right. All right. And then I have a liquid measuring cup. If you don't have this, you can totally use a bowl. Hello, Miranda. It was so awesome to spend some time with you today. I missed that. If you don't have a liquid measuring cup, that's totally okay. You can just use a bowl. I'm just using it for ease. It just makes it go a little better. You know what I'm saying? Makes it go a little better. So you can also look up a crepe recipe online, or if you have a favorite crepe recipe, totally cool too. This is just honestly something I found online, and I'm like, I'm going to do that one. So I got a cup of flour and 2 eggs, farm fresh eggs from my friend Jennifer Lee. And hopefully it's not too noisy. I got my back door open today because it's a little warm up here in the pan dubs. I'm digging it though, loving that sunshine. So I'm just going to mix the 2 of these together and hopefully not make too big of a mess, even though we all know I'm going to make a mess. I'm going to add a little bit of water. I have a half a cup of water and a half a cup of milk. So I'm going to add a little bit, mix it, add a little bit, mix it. And basically what we want out of this batter is really smooth batter. So it might take you a hot minute to get there. You're going to want to make sure that you get all of those little lumps out of there. And this may just be a little too much heat. I'm going to alternate my milk and my water. So basically like a quarter cup at a time, I think, is probably what I got going on here. That's just a guesstimate because we know I don't really measure stuff usually. But I thought it would be fun to do crepes because crepes are pretty easy and you can make them sweet and you can make them savory. On top of that, I actually made a savory whipped cream to go on top of this. So I'm super stoked. My friend is over and I had him try that and he was like, oh, that's really good. I could totally just eat that with a spoon. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do that because I only have a little bit. I only had like a quarter cup of heavy whipping cream left. So it's getting there. It's getting to be a nice thick batter. So we got, again, 1 cup of flour, half a cup of water, half a cup of milk. I started with the flour and the 2 eggs, mixed that up a little bit. Now I've got my quarter cup of water and quarter cup of milk all in here. And in a second, we're going to create magic. Just kidding, it's not that magical. With about 2 tablespoons of butter. So I'm just going to drizzle some butter in there, mix it. I think that pan's a little too hot. It's all right. Y'all know I get excited with this stove. I can't help it. I can't help it. Oh, never made them before. Do you love a crepe, man? I love crepes. They're really good. They're actually super easy to make. But I'm not going to lie, I might screw the first one up because sometimes that just happens on the first one. But I might get lucky because I'm using the egg pan from Zane's Eggs. So I got my 2 tablespoons of butter in here. And we're just mixing it till it's smooth. And then I'm going to make sure that I clean this butter out that's in my pan because I think I made it brown butter and I really don't want brown butter. Not for this. All right. So again, I'm just going to do a little bit of butter in my pan. It's probably still nice and hot. Just going to cover it. Give it a nice slick surface. And I've got my spatula ready to go. And my pork is nice and warm. Hopefully that'll be all right. Just gonna pour about a 1/4 cup or so into my pan, and we're just gonna swirl it. I might need a little bit more. Maybe just a little tiny bit more. And I'm using just a small pan. And again, we're just going to cover the bottom there. We want it as thin as possible because that's how you're going to get the best results for your crepes. They're easier to fold that way. They won't break on you. Hello, Sanja. And they really go fast. It doesn't take much time to get them done. We just want them to be a little bit golden on the bottom. So just a couple minutes. And I got this on, normally I have it on an 8 on my stove, which only goes up to 10. I cut it down to like a 7, so it's not like super like heat. So let me ask while I'm making these, do you prefer a sweet crepe or a savory crepe? I mean, I kind of like them both, depending on what's in them. So then we flip it over so it's nice and golden. Ooh. And you won't have to cook it as long on the other side because most of it's already going to be cooked. And I just have a plate over here ready to rock. Add a little bit more butter to my pan. That one might have been a little thick. So like I said, sometimes the first one doesn't come out. Swirly. Oh, my pan is so greasy. It just is like, bloop. Just keeps sliding. Maybe I didn't need to add that extra butter. But it's all right. We'll just work with it because sometimes you just got to work with it. I think a nonstick pan is best to use for these. There might be other people out there that differ. I only like the nonstick pans because honestly, that's what I have. Both are in necessity. That's awesome. I agree. Savory and sweet crepes, both down. Yes. I personally just like a nonstick pan. They're easy to clean. They are nonstick, so it makes your cleanup super simple, and I like that. And you don't have to use as much oil if you don't want to, which is my problem right now because I used way too freaking much grease. I got too much butter in my pan, which that seems like a real weird thing for me to say. Too much butter in my pan? Are you kidding me? Is there ever too much butter? I don't think so. I'm not going to add butter for this one, though. Because my crepes are coming out a little thick. I'm not down for that. I want them to be thin. So this 1 cup will make, as you can see, quite a few. I mean, you'll get quite a few crepes out of that. Go. Oh, not enough. And this is my smallest pan. I mean, if you have a little itty bitty tiny egg pan, you might not want to use that, or you might. I mean, that's up to you. 5-inch pan, somewhere in there. I just love crepes, so like I said, when I went to Oregon yesterday and I saw those crepes on the menu, I think they had lobster in them. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't care if they're $28 just because you stuff lobster into them. You can keep them. I'm good. Let's go somewhere else. So then we went to this fun little brewery across the way, and we had lunch there. I had a fish sandwich, and it was so good, delicious, absolutely delicious. So if you can see this, because now it's not all bubbly, it's kind of dried around the edges and a little bit goopy in the middle. That's how you want it before you flip it. See? And again, you don't have to keep it on that second side for very long, because most of it's cooked already. I love it when y'all talk to each other. That's pretty awesome too. And they go quick, very quick. Ooh, I might need a little bit more butter on this one, but I'm going to do a little less. So make sure, I don't know if you guys just saw my post or not, but my lovely friend Miranda is, she has a story time that she does on Wednesdays. Not every Wednesday, she does it a couple Wednesdays a month, and she's doing it this Wednesday. So grab a cup of tea and your little kitchen nuggets, or kitchen littles if that's what they prefer to be called, and let her read you guys a story. It's so much fun. Yes, $28 crepes is insanity. I agree. I do have t-shirts in the works. I know some of you have reached out and told me that you are interested in t-shirts. I'm still trying to get to my 100 subscribers. Like, I'm right there. So just share. Beg your friends to subscribe to my channel, because I have a surprise for you guys that I'm pretty excited about. Miranda, you might want to put the name of your page. I can never remember the name of the page. I have such a struggle with page names that you might want to put the name of your page on there so people can go to your page and like it and follow you and let you read them a story this week. I love it. I love the little stories. And she does these awesome little relaxing breaths. And it just is like, it makes you feel good. It makes your heart happy. Well, it makes my heart happy anyways. I don't know about y'all, but it makes my heart happy. I'm also a meditator, though, so I think the breathing is very important. Turn down my fork a little bit. All right, we're almost there, guys. So let's see. I've gotten 4 crepes out of 1 cup of flour so far. I think I'm going to get about 6. So if you have, this is like a perfect 2-person setup. Like if you got 2 people in your house that you cook for and you both like crepes, perfect. Or if you like crepes just yourself and you want to throw down on 6 crepes, fucking do you. Do you. Yes, thank you. Storytime jammies and tea. It's just me. I never remember page names. I mean, I've literally been working with Wonderful for like 3 years, and I never can remember the name of the group. I'm always like, oh, what is that name? What is it? I don't remember. Oh! So I have to fumble around a lot for that, which is really difficult for me when I'm trying to share it with somebody, because if I can't remember, I'm like, no, it's lead something. Lead, So yeah, it's good times right there. All right, getting there. Almost on the last one. Grab another plate here. I'm gonna grab a big plate because that's what's accessible to me currently. So it may look like a lot of plate when I'm done. They will dance in your pan if you have the right stuff in there. Speaking of right stuff, I totally heard that song this morning. It was crazy on the radio. Right Stuff, New Kids on the Block. Ugh, I was in love. It's like, oh my God, I'm 14 again. I know you know what I'm talking about, Miranda. In love again. Heck yeah. Little New Kids action. Sometimes I think people think I'm crazy, and that's okay because they're right. So yep, we do. I got 6 crepes out of 1 cup of flour. Beautiful. Beautiful. This one's a little bit bigger because it's like the last bit. So this one will not follow up on Wednesday. Hello, Tina. Wednesday will be something completely different. I'm not entirely sure what yet, but make sure you join me again on Wednesday. Right here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Make sure you're subscribing or sharing if you've already subscribed. And if you have subscribed, thank you so much for supporting me. I love it. It's so awesome. For the crazy. Thank you. Thank you. So glad to be of service. So glad to be of service. All right. Let's see if I can get this pork moved around a little here. Shut that guy off. I'll put this one on this plate. Pork. And if you want to just throw some cheese on this, if you're using pulled pork or shredded chicken or shredded beef or whatever you're using, if you want to throw some cheese on there, totally cool. Again, it's always about whatever works for you. You just have to remember that. It's just going to be whatever your palate is. So I don't know. Yeah, you guys can see. It's kind of like a burrito. So we're just going to pick up one end and we're just going to roll it. We're just not going to tuck it on the corners. And then I have my awesome savory whipped cream. This was just like some crazy thing that I was like, oh, I could totally do a savory whipped cream with that. I don't know how people will feel about that because there's always a preconceived notion of whipped cream being sweet. But it's actually pretty good, guys. I did about maybe a quarter cup, I think, left of what I had in my heavy whipping cream container, right about there. I added a little bit of basil, dried basil. If you have fresh basil, even better. You will have to add more, though, because the flavors just aren't there when it's fresh. You always have to add a lot more. And then I added a little bit of oregano powder and a pinch of smoked paprika and a little bit of salt. So that's what I did with that guy, and now it does not want to come off of the spoon. That's all right, because I'm going to make it work. I'm going to force it off the spoon. Force it. And that crepe is hot, so it's just melting right off, and I'm okay with that, too. You guys will get the idea anyways. It doesn't have to be pretty in your own house, right? I don't know if you can see the little flecks of, there we go, little flecks of basil in there. And so that's it. So thank you for joining me in my Bare Bones Kitchen again tonight. Tune in Wednesday to see me at 5 o'clock for something delicious. Hopefully something delicious. I'm sweating buckets now because now I'm over this stovetop that's like still seeping and it's like 80 degrees outside, which I am not complaining about at all whatsoever. Make sure you share videos of me if you are so inclined. Get people to subscribe. I just have a few more left to go. I'm really trying to reach 100. I would love to do that by Wednesday. That would be awesome. The last I checked was like 2 days ago, and it was at 96. I've always tried to check on Monday morning, but I totally forgot today. I can't even lie. I just totally forgot. It was kind of chaos and stuff at work today since we are on a holiday schedule. And yes, FedEx ran today. But we ran a holiday schedule. We had a lot less packages. It was, yeah. Anyways, I'm not even going to go into the details. It was crazy. And t-shirts are on their way. I have a big surprise for you when we reach 100 subscribers. Thank you for joining me in my journey. I appreciate every single one of you so much. It's been so much fun. Y'all keep showing up. So do I. And hopefully I'm giving you some tips and tricks or teaching you something new because that is my goal in my Bare Bones Kitchen. So whether you have bare knowledge, bare essentials, I'm hoping to make it good for you. I love you all. See you on Wednesday at 5 and make sure you join story time and jammies and tea. And yeah, it's in the comments. Love you all.